there was a picture of Joe at his workbench working on a flutophone, and this cabinet right here is in the picture. And Anthony will post a picture of Joe sitting at his bench right here, and you can see this cabinet. You see it's in pretty bad shape to this day.
I grew up rough in this little old town. In my head like a merry-go-round, the sparrow he flies straight to the sun. Watching his eyes as the feathers fly, I come undone. Watching his eyes as the feathers fly, I come undone. It had roads that were fun to go down. I had friends all over that town. Bright stars that will lead the way. Witness the sky on the darkest night as we sail away. Witness the sky on the darkest night as we sail away.
We used to come in there, that back in there's where they used to have a sewing, the women sew
The beater.
beater heads, and then they'd assemble the beaters.
Yep.
I mean, your foot pedals and stuff down in through there. And through here was more or less like a shipping and stuff. I don't really know. I forget what was over in here, but right in this area here was shipping and receiving.
So this dock was here.
This dock was here, yeah. Well, it was. They built it up.
Right.
It used to, as far as I can remember, it used to just come right back to here. I mean,
Right.
They just backed right up to the.
Right. So this whole landing dock wasn't here.
I think they've added all that there. I don't remember that, but. And then,
Where was assembly?
let's see, the assembly was, that might have been right in here, right? See, because all this back in here was, let's see, come in. And I'd be over here. The paint was over here, and the Pearl room's right here.
Got it.
Right here. It was side by side, them two. But, yeah, see, this is
all different.
All completely different.
So remember when you told me about that shed where you would keep the paint and
Yeah, that was-
where would that be? Out
That was outside here. That was out about.
where those trailers are? or-
Yeah, right in that area. But it was an old chicken coop. That's what it was. You know, and they left that.
Is that where the
And-
chicken bit
and
you on the hand?
And the paint, yeah, and the paint would, you would bring it in the wintertime, you'd have to put it in the oven and warm it up. Yeah.
Right now, I'd like to give away a drum. And speaking of Dynasonics, and Anthony, if you wouldn't mind
Being Vanna White?
being a man. He brought it up, huh? Who here of you that didn't buy a ticket would like to poll for the person that gets the drum? Roger W. Downs.
Charles Crosby.
No way.
One man who needs another dinosaur.
There's no way that is happening.
This guy needs another dinosaur.
Where they stored the paint in the Pearl. And,
Which is where the fire started, is that correct?
right, yeah.
It was a heater or something? A heater was.
Heater in there and, a Pearl caught fire.
Yeah.
And I don't think it even, I think it just blew it out blew that wall out, and it got into here. And this right in here was where they put the pearl on and everything when they built this new. And I was over on this wall on paint.
When you came back, the second, when it was more built on.
After this was built on.
So if I'm correct in saying this whole area, this whole hallway, the first time was not here. This was here when you came back.
Right, yeah, this is the new, when Rogers built on from there to here, I would say.
And ended right here.
Yeah. I haven't been up here since that fire, and I didn't see all this.
Not this, you haven't seen this?
None of this was here.
I'm in love with a beautiful girl. In my head, it's a really big world. I close my eyes, I'll dream all day. Touch the tide in the morning light as we fade away. Touch the tide in the morning light as we fade away.
This right here is Joe Thompson's workshop. That crazy old Brian's taking me to. This is where a lot of this stuff happened, man. This is Rogers history right here. Check out all these trumpet parts.
Up in there's where I found the reading.
Just all over the floor of this room.
Over here.
Just tons of trumpet parts everywhere. Slides. Everywhere. All over the floor. Plastic trumpet parts. Slides.